The next CodingBat problem I want to look at is monkeyTrouble. It's part of their 1-of-1 set. And they do actually have a solution for this one if you want to push the button. But I'm going to look at 3 different solutions for this one. The first one's going to be pretty close to what their solution is. It's going to be the longest, but also kind of logically easiest one. I think it's the one that makes the most sense, kind of in your head. The idea is, the way the problem's written is you have a monkey A and you have a monkey B. And if both of them are smiling or neither of them are smiling, we should be in trouble. They're either both happy and we should be worried, or neither one's happy and we should be worried. If one's smiling and the other's not, then we're okay. So first way I'm going to do this is kind of the long way. You can say, okay, if A smile and B smile, so if they're both smiling, I'm going to return true. Else, if not A smile and not B smile, return true. So I'm in trouble. They're either both smiling, line 2, or they're both not smiling, line 5. And if I get to the end, I return false. So logically, I think that's kind of the easiest way. You say, okay, if they're both, or if they're both not, you return true. Otherwise, you return false. I could have shortened it a little bit with an or statement, but I think it's already long enough and enough pieces there. And I'm going to shorten it here a little bit. Easier than that, though, because what we're writing is if they're either both true or both false. I could have just returned whether they're even. So if A smile and B smile are the same, because if they're both true, they're the same. If they're both false, they're the same. If they're different, they're, well, different. The last one I'm going to do is a different operator that you may or may not learn depending on where you fall in your first year of programming. And it's in that same set as the ands and the ors. It's called an XOR, or exclusive OR. The idea of that, you learned ands, both sides have to be true for the statement to be true. You learn an OR, either side has to be true. An XOR means one side has to be true and one side has to be false. If both are true, an XOR is false. If both are false, an XOR is false. So what I want to do is I want to say, okay, if, and I'm going to say A smile, XOR B smile, and it's a shift 6 is the key. And I'm going to say not. So if they are not different is what that's saying. So that would also work. My guess is most early coders are going to type it like something similar to my first one. And then as you progress, you'll probably start, this number 2 makes a little more sense. The third one to me strikes me as one of those that's kind of clever, but coding, you don't always necessarily want to be clever. It takes a little more brain power to look at it and think of what it does. And when you go back and look at code later, you don't want to use your brain power if you don't have to. So I would go with one of the first 2 solutions if I were typing this.